Next up, let's talk about structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Introducing data types. Data can be categorized based on how it's structured and organized. We have three main types we need to understand for the exam: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Understanding these distinctions is crucial because it helps determine how we store, process, and analyze the data effectively, as well as which tools are best suited for each data category. So let's take a closer look at each of these data types. Structured data is the type of data that you are probably most familiar with. It is highly organized and follows a predefined format. It's typically easy to access, process, and analyze due to its consistent nature and structure. Typically, it is stored in a relational database, which is represented on the left and which we'll discuss in more detail later. Another way of saying that it's highly organized is that it adheres to a schema or a predefined template, for example. The common examples listed here are financial data, inventory data, and student or employee information. They all adhere to specific schemas. For instance, financial data is typically captured in tables where each row represents a transaction and columns represent attributes like a date, amount, and a merchant. This predictable format allows us to easily extract and analyze insights, making the structured data incredibly useful for a wide range of applications. The table at the bottom also shows this typical tabular nature of structured data. Columns define data attributes, and rows capture individual entries, providing a clear, organized way of representing information. This organization is key to making structured data efficient for storage and analysis. So structured data, the most common type of structured data is this row column format, basically relational tables. However, you can also have non-relational or NoSQL data that is considered structured data, as long as it follows a consistent schema. What is unstructured data? Well, in this case, it may be helpful to start with examples and then notice what they have in common. On the left, we have text-based unstructured data, which includes things like emails, social media posts, and chat logs. In the middle, we see image-based data. Examples include smartphone pictures, MRI scans used in medical diagnoses, and satellite imagery for mapping or monitoring. On the right, we have video data. This category could include security footage, recorded lectures for educational purposes, and game streaming. These video files are often lengthy and contain a vast amount of information, making them more complex to analyze. When we look at these examples, we can ask, what is common among them? What does unstructured data typically have? Well, it is typically free form in nature. It lacks a predefined schema or structure and includes a wide range of types and formats. Because of this variability, specialized tools are often needed to extract useful information from unstructured data. Natural language processing, or NLP, for example, helps to analyze textual content, while image recognition models are useful for analyzing visual data. This requirement for specialized analysis is part of what makes working with unstructured data both challenging and fascinating. On this slide, we're going to explore semi-structured data. Semi-structured data offers a flexible format, which often contains tags or attributes that help organize elements within the data. It doesn't have a fixed schema or structure, but it does have some metadata usually that helps describe the data, making it easier to process. Let's look at a few examples. Key value formats like JSON are common examples of semi-structured data. The flexibility of key value pairs allows for capturing diverse types of data while maintaining some level of organization. YAML and XML files are other examples. Both provide ways to add structure through tags, which makes the data easier to interpret and process. Emails are another form of semi-structured data. Think about the mix of headers like to, from, and subject, and the free text content. This combination of structured and unstructured parts is what makes it semi-structured. Finally, we have NoSQL databases, such as MongoDB, which use flexible formats to store data that may not fit neatly into tables, providing the adaptability often needed for certain kinds of applications. This semi-structured format provides a useful middle ground, some organization to help guide processing, but not as rigid as fully structured data, giving you the flexibility to work with varied information. Now let's dive into the GCP data storage services that correspond generally to each type of data. We're going to move from left to right on the screen. We have structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. For structured data, we have three key GCP services. BigQuery is a relational database that is great for storing and analyzing large data sets. Cloud SQL provides a managed relational database service for workloads that need high compatibility with transactional workloads and traditional databases. Cloud Spanner is designed to handle data that has to be globally available and strongly consistent. For unstructured data, we use cloud storage. This service is versatile and can handle all forms of unstructured content like images, videos, and large documents effectively. For semi-structured data, first we have Bigtable. Bigtable is excellent for high throughput applications such as time series data. Firestore is a NoSQL document database that manages data in flexible nested formats. It can also accommodate structured data actually, but it's best known for accommodating semi-structured data. Lastly, Memory Store works well for storing key value pairs, especially for caching purposes or scenarios requiring fast, structured-like access, but without a rigid schema. This just gives you an idea of the different data storage solutions in GCP and how they map onto the categories we just talked about of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Understanding these categories will definitely help you on the exam.